Ding! Hey guys, welcome to another hangout with me and
me.
Hey.
Hey.
We got our tea. This time, tea. I've got toast and a banana. So maybe by week 12, I'll just come with breakfast.
With some bacon. You had some bacon and eggs.
Bacon and eggs.
You like my hair? You like my hair this time around?
Are you doing bouffant today?
They tried to make me go to rehab. I said no.
Okay, you're being Amy Winehouse.
Yes.
I know.
I don't even know why I did my hair like this.
Okay. So welcome, Kezia Carter. Kezia Carter.
In the house?
In the house.
What's this?
Maybe it's like hashtag. We are on week 2 of 12, working through the 12-week course of The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. Follow the link below to go to my website, buy the book, and follow along with me.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't make the live hangouts, just subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can see all of them. I archive all of them in a, what's it called? A playlist.
Yes.
Playlist. Also, as a reminder, I offer an affirmation portrait this year. I have 15 spots left. I'm only offering during 2015, the year 2015. This is an example of what it looks like. It is a custom 8x10 painting. Maybe I get a little profile. There you go, 8x10 painting on canvas that expresses a time in your life or a feeling.
Or an affirmation.
Or it inspires you to complete your goals, your affirmations, and your desires. This is an example of one that I did. This one was expressing his time in his life where is confusion.
Mm-hmm.
And he's moving on from that.
So it'll be an abstract, and it can anything goes.
Anything goes, abstract, mixed medium.
And you're offering them at cost.
At cost currently, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm. 15 spots left?
15 spots left, kezia-carter.com. And you'll see on the top affirmation portrait, and you can find all about it. So, this week, week 2, okay, I did 6 of 7. Well, no, it would be today. So I did 5 of 7, which is actually pretty good journal entries, the morning pages.
That's not bad.
That's pretty good. That's really good. And one thing I noticed from doing that this week is, I think I talked about this last week, where it gives me something, an outlet to let go of a lot of stuff that I've just been thinking about,
mm-hmm.
or stuff that just comes through my head that I normally have not released, that most of it's unconscious. And so that's a nice unconscious release every day. Although this week, a lot of my entries, since I've been doing a lot of other things, and I've been staying up too late watching fun shows, I did them in the afternoon.
Uh-huh.
Instead of all in the morning. So, and I think there might be a difference there.
There's a difference between doing it first thing in the morning.
First thing in the morning and
and doing it later.
And doing it later in the day. When I do it in the morning, though, I write most of the stuff that I write about is like dreams. Because that's the first thing that, like we were talking about, right before you get what you want in your dream, you wake up.
Some people get it. My husband gets it.
Yeah.
He's like, man, if someone's coming on to me, we just go for it. And then I feel bad afterwards. I'm like, thanks, honey. I'm the one that's in my dream saying, oh, no, I can't. I'm married. Yeah. Whatever.
Well, next time you should go for it.
I always try to go for it, but I'm like, there's something wrong here. Why am I not supposed to do this? Oh, I'm married. It's a long story.
So that's the morning pages, and then the next is the artist date. And I wanted to show you. So I did another drawing in my art journal. You don't necessarily have to share this, but I thought it was kind of fun. I used some marker, and I got some new pens. And so I was trying out writing over my drawing, but a lot of it's just nonsense writing. It doesn't mean anything. I was just doodling. But yeah.
That is really cool.
And I
That's
don't
the
think
first time I've seen that.
I don't think I showed the previous one either.
No.
Which again, you don't have to show it, but
Angry Man with a Beard.
Angry Man with a Beard, which the picture reference was a friend from Facebook from high school that I thought was a funny picture of him, and I wanted to draw his face. But then you're like, oh, that looks like Dad. I'm like, no. So I had to put a thing on the side. This is not Dad.
She had to put that.
So that my consciousness could be fine.
I'm sorry. I thought it looked a little bit like Dad. Angry Man with a Beard.
Okay. So week 2 is talking about recovering your sense of identity. And she goes through, which I want to talk about, the main part of the chapter, where she talks about these people in your life who they have blocked their creativity, and because of that, they what's the word? They behave in such a way that's kind of abusive to the people in their lives. To either
inhibitive. Do they inhibit creative
They
people?
inhibit other people's creativity in order to feel controlling, or in order to feel
okay that they block their own creativity.
Yes, that they block their own. Mm-hmm. And she calls these people Crazymakers. So,
Angry Man with a Beard.
What's the Crazymaker in your life? Later on, she says like being involved with these Crazymakers will keep you stuck. But for right now, she just wants you to acknowledge the Crazymakers and how in your life, and how maybe a better way in relating to them would be better.
Mm-hmm.
So she has a few points of how to notice the Crazymaker in your life.
Oh.
Crazymakers break deals and destroy schedules.
Well, I do that, but I'm creative.
They show up 2 days early for your wedding, expect to be waited on hand and foot. I'm like, well, I showed up early, so you should be grateful that I'm here at all.
That's not very nice.
Even though that's not nice, and there was the specified time, and they didn't respect that specified time.
I'm already trying to understand, is this a person that is disorganized, or is it, because Crazymakers for me are people who force me to stay on a schedule when it's not in my nature to stay on a schedule?
Well, no, this Crazymaker I have identified as Dad.
Okay. Angry Man with a Beard.
The more I read on, the more you'll get it.
Okay.
Crazymakers expect special treatment.
Okay.
They suffer a wide panoply.
Wow, big word.
What is that word? Because I was like, well, I know what monopoly is.
So a ponopoly would be
panoply of mysterious ailments that require care and attention. So
panopoly means all inclusive.
Okay.
So it would be like
on
all inclusive control.
The Jane Austen movie, Persuasion, the sister.
Oh, the sister who was sick all the time.
I'm so ill. I can hardly speak. She's always wanting attention and to destroy other people. To destroy other people's creativity and, you know, authentic personalities to bring more attention to her and to deflect the fact that she is herself
Deflect the fact that she herself is blocked. Okay, continue.
Crazymakers discount your reality. No matter how important your deadline or how critical your work trajectory at the moment, Crazymakers will violate your needs.
I think I've probably been a crazy maker at one point.
I think, yeah, we're all kind of crazy makers, but there are people who, they do this all the time.
Yeah, that's different from...
Like, they make it their job and their life to be this way.
I think there are also people who consistently make themselves unavailable, either emotionally or practically, for things that need to get done. And so I find myself interjecting and saying, no, the time has come. You finally need to pay attention to this. You know, I have to end up interjecting in the lives of other people in order to get certain things done, just because they have put it off for too long.
There you go. Yeah, she said, like Zilla, the person with the crazy maker would say, I know you're on a deadline, but this will only take a minute.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. It would be like, okay, you've been putting me off so long, and it's not my fault you have a deadline, and you must face it.
Yes.
Which is a little different.
Crazy makers spend your time and your money. Otis. If they borrow your car, they return it late and with an empty tank.
Ew, that's not very nice.
That's not very nice.
That's freeloading.
Crazy makers triangulate those they deal with. I'm not sure what triangulate means.
Well, she probably explains it in the paragraph.
Because crazy makers thrive on energy. They thrive on your energy.
They must
set people against one another in order
to
to maintain their own power or position. So that's what I was talking about before.
Okay.
They do it to maintain their power, their control.
That's right. They pitch you against it.
They're really just lying to themselves, saying, no, I'm in control of my life. I know what I'm doing. But no, they don't.
No.
What's the next one? Crazy makers are expert blamers. Nothing that goes wrong is ever their fault. And to hear them tell it, the fault is usually yours. So, crazy makers create dramas, but seldom where they belong. So, like, over-exaggerating things. Short tempers. And this is where it explains, crazy makers are often blocked creatives themselves, afraid to effectively tap their creativity. They are loath to allow that same creativity in others. Like, if I can't have it, you can't have it either.
That's right. And there's all kinds of reasons why people, yeah, I can really see that. Creatives that have shut themselves off from their own creative nature, they end up feeling frustrated all the time. And since they've cut themselves off so thoroughly, they eventually lose connection and they don't even understand what they're suppressing. You know, it's like they hate their entire life. And that can really do a job on you, hating your entire life.
Yes. And I don't think, maybe not all of a crazy maker wouldn't encompass all of these attributes or behaviors. But, you know.
So how does
at least some of them.
How do you deal with a crazy maker? I guess we if we're trying to get in touch with our creative side, then we may have been functioning as a crazy maker for a while.
Meow. I don't know. I can't remember what she said to deal with it. And make them. No, and make them later. Because I said the important thing right now is to recognize the crazy makers in your life.
Oh, okay.
That's the first step.
Okay. Are we going to deal with what to do with them next week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Kitty. No.
Just leave her alone. She's fine.
Oh, there's a few more. Crazy makers hate schedules except their own. Crazy makers hate order. Chaos serves their purpose. Crazy makers deny that they are crazy makers. They go for the jugular.
That's not very nice.
No.
Going for the jugular, that can hurt somebody.
I can kill somebody.
That's not very nice.
And then she talks about, you know, being in like abusive, any type of abusive relationship, or just evaluating your friends, evaluating the types of relationships you're in, the people who you choose to surround yourself with, you know, looking outside of yourself.
So really what
to open up,
right,
help you open up inside.
So really what we're doing right now is we're taking an inventory of the people that influence your life, and we're deciding who is sucking the energy out of your space and who's taking up your time for nothing but BS.
Yeah.
So we're identifying which relationships are less effective and which relationships inhibit your ability to pursue your art.
Yeah.
Because it takes psychic space to create art. And you have to have that space. You have to enable yourself to do so, because if you don't validate what you're doing, then you're just going to end up feeling constantly like you're doing something clandestine.
Naughty.
Naughty.
Is it a naughty crime? Yes. So that was pretty much it, learning to recognize those people in your life.
So who, besides Dad, was that person?
Dad was
in
the
your life?
biggest person in my life.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like
this is the biggest person in my life? Because thinking about that.
But you don't really see him very often.
Well, I don't see him very often, but he's definitely in my childhood.
Mm. So are you trying to address those things in your childhood?
But that's like another level of psychology.
Hearing the voice in your head that says, you can't do that, do something useful. What did your dad voice say in your head? No, I'll tell you what mine said.
But let me see. There's always a cheaper way to do things, a cheaper way to live.
Okay.
Or like always keeping things, hoarding things.
Okay.
And that's something that in the past several years, I have gotten myself over. I've learned to release things, even things that are important to a lot of people, or I've stopped being sentimental about stuff.
Okay.
What are some other voices? Maybe you share a voice.
Well, mine was I would be this is actually connected to things that would actually happen. It's not just idealistically, but I would be working on a written piece that, you know, I would be working there on the computer, typing something up, and I'd be working for hours and hours on it, and I'd really be on a roll. And then, you know, and then Dad would pass by me, you know, he would see me doing something that I was obviously engrossed in, but I was being creative, and he knew that I was being creative. And so he would say, you know, the dishes haven't been done, you need to go do that. You know, he'd always have something else. And so I felt like me working on my craft was never respected, that it was just some hobby that I was wasting my time doing.
Well, see, I don't remember a lot of that interaction with him.
Well, that was in high school, so you would have been old enough, but you probably didn't see it happen with me.
Well, like the main things that I remember they weren't direct conversations. Mm-hmm. It was just the things that happened to me, I guess. Mm-hmm. Like learning to ride a bike. I asked him to help me ride a bike. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go outside and I'll wait for you outside and you come. He's like, okay, I'll come I'll come and help you right back. Standing outside, what felt like for like an hour, but I was like 5.
So it might have been 10 minutes.
It might have been 10 minutes, but I went in again and said, hey, are you coming out? I'm outside waiting for you. Yeah, I'm coming. Never came. Never damn came. And guess what? I taught myself how to ride that damn bike.
Oh, that's not very nice.
So it was like things like that I remember that, I don't know if it has to do with creativity. It probably does, but learning, I learned to do, if I wanted something, I had to do it myself.
It was the personality she's talking about, somebody who's always doing their own timeline and never following
there
through
you
for you. It's like the not showing up to the wedding thing.
Yes.
But it also, that being said, I mean, we obviously come from a very artistic family. So in all fairness, our dad is actually very highly artistic person.
He is very blocked.
In a lot of ways. But he's actually a very talented illustrator.
He's very funny.
He's funny. He's a good storyteller.
Good
drawer.
Painter.
He's a good.
He tells stories really good.
Storyteller. He probably would have had a fantastic career in, writing children's fiction or things like that. And
yes, he always had ideas for kid books.
Mm-hmm. And he always did want to do that, but he had a person in his life. He had a person in his life
that he had his own voice
that shut him down,
saying no,
saying do something that's meaningful to him. He didn't feel like art was meaningful, and so that ended up transferring through to his kids. So
we can take that example, real life example that's still living.
That's right. And even now he can still, I mean, the Artist's Way talks about it too. It's like, it's never too late.
That's right.
It's never too late.
Which is good because now, I mean, he lost a bunch of jobs. He started painting again. He finally started painting again.
Yes, he finally started painting again.
Now that he really has lost everything.
At leisure.
He started painting again.
You're just going to tell this world. You're just going to tell.
I wish I had a picture. He showed me a picture on his phone. I asked him, like, well, where's this painting? Oh, I finished it. Like, oh, really? Or you're like, you really finished it? Or it's in your head?
Because he'll finish it in his head.
He'll finish things in his head.
Like, well, it's all done. It's just up here,
Talk about, a beautiful mind. Like
we should name this episode Dirty Laundry because you're just airing all the dirty laundry to everybody. So our dad's crazy.
Anyway, that's all I had.
Generational.
Yeah. So what is your crazy maker? Comment below. Over to the website and make a comment. What is your crazy maker?
And what are you doing to identify?
You don't have to mention them by name, but how can you?
Yeah.
How can you let go?
And I guess we'll discuss that more next week then. Exactly how to deal with it.
Yeah.
Hopefully she tells you how to deal with
it. I'll see what chapter 3 is about. If not, I'll research away. And I'll bring it next week.
Make sure to check out the blog.
All right, so over at kezia-carter.com, affirmation portraits. 15 spots left at cost. Next week we'll be talking The Artist's Way. Week 3, bring your tea. You're awesome.
That rhymed.
Bring your tea. You're awesome.
No.
3. What did I say?
Week 3.
Week 3. Bring your tea. Yeah, that's the. We got a tagline.
Week 3, bring your tea.
All right. Okay, bye.
Bye, guys.